Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I just wanted to make few points about questions that people are asking me and to give you this basic understanding of occultism and witchcraft from my point of view, from where I'm coming to this information. Many people are writing to me about sigils, about ceremonial magic, and I can understand that because this is a huge part of witchcraft, especially in modern days. Those Middle Ages books are very trendy. I just wanted to tell you that I do not believe and I do not practice all the magic and the witchcraft that have to do with the Middle Ages. And if we will open up Wikipedia, you can see it is written that the Middle Ages or medieval period lasted approximately from the 5th to the late 15th centuries. So I do not practice anything that is from the Middle Ages. I do not practice anything that is after Christianity was established. I do not believe in that. I do not practice that. I'm not saying that it's not legit. I'm not saying that it's not working. Of course, it is working. It is powerful. It is powerful magic. But you cannot mix those things. All of the Middle Ages magic is based on the dark side of Christianity and Judaism. It was just people who wanted to preserve some pagan maybe ideas or rituals, or it was very fascinating to them. And for me, overall, that period of time is filled with insanity in the human history. It's just some like horrible period of time, in my opinion. So I'm not really connected to that. I'm not practicing that, and I don't really care about that. So I do not care about sigils. I do not care about ceremonial magic. I do not care about Kabbalah. I just don't care about those things. They are not, they, in my opinion, this is not real witchcraft. So what do I mean when I say occultism and witchcraft? This is very basic and very simple. For me, real witchcraft is in archaeological findings, is in academic books. So if you want to know, if you want to learn that type of witchcraft and that type of magic, you need to research and to read all the academic books that there are out there about ancient gods, about ancient pantheons, about the archaeological findings that were found regarding witchcraft, about ancient text. And what do I mean when I say ancient? Ancient is everything that is before the establishment of Christianity and Judaism. Not even Judaism, but before the establishment of Christianity, before all the pagan system died. You need to do the research for yourself. Those books are very expensive. They're very difficult to read, but the information is out there. There is books about ancient Greek witchcraft. There are books about ancient Egyptian witchcraft. There are books about Assyrian witchcraft, about Sumerian witchcraft. You can find that information. For me, this is the real magic. This is a real magic, and I'm not mixing that information with sigils or with ceremonial magic. I'm not mixing that information because the ancient texts are very clear. You don't need to invent or to put some Middle Ages sigils or whatever. It's just a vegetable soup that is not working together. First of all, don't forget that when we are talking about the left hand path, this is the dark side of Christianity. It's working, it's powerful, but this is something that was established after the Christianity. So if you're working with the ancient gods, if you're working in paganism, you have to understand that Christianity, Judaism, and Islam is the enemy of paganism. And paganism is a very big enemy to Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. You really need to understand those key basic points. This is the basis for everything. You cannot mix Christianity and pagan gods. You cannot mix Islam and pagan gods. It's not working. And yes, there are people who are working allegedly with Jesus, but they're doing witchcraft. Yes, it is working because they are working through the dark side of that egregore. You really need to understand those key concepts. Don't do vegetable soup because the ancient gods, the pagan gods, were betrayed by human beings. They were betrayed by the establishment of Christianity and those Abrahamic religions. So you're basically disrespecting those gods when you're mixing all of that ceremonial magic and sigils with the work with the ancient gods. I mean, in my opinion, I will never do that. And my recommendation for you is also not to do that. Because you need to have common sense. I know, I understand, you might be a beginner in that. I also was a beginner in that. But you really need to understand religions and the time periods that were in human history and to understand who is the enemy of who. So you can take that video as, you know what, a beginner's guide to witchcraft. When you will understand this, the road is open for you. If you want to dwell in witchcraft, if you want to dwell in occultism, you need to do it wisely. Not mixing Abrahamic religions with paganism. They are enemies. It's not working together. And all the information from the Middle Ages, in my opinion, it's all insanity, and I think people were losing their minds in that period of time. So they invented some fantasies and some bullshit. This is what I think. Again, it is working if you're believing in that. Now, regarding people who is asking me, is Astaroth is Astarte? I already answered that question in my comments, but I will say it again. Astaroth is a demon in the Goetia. The Goetia and the Goetia is the dark side of Christianity. Please read about this book. Please understand what is the date that this book was written. This is very new. It's not something ancient. The Goetia is a twisted way to maybe worship ancient gods, and the ancient gods, the so-called ancient gods, are lesser deities because they are now demons, because the Christian world made them demons. If you are a pagan, you do not believe in that, because your gods cannot be lesser than who they are. They are ancient gods. Christians made them, small deities and evil deities, and frightening deities. But this is false. That was a mechanism to maybe preserve the belief in the ancient gods. But okay, now we are living in modern times. We do not need to go to that insanity, to all of that demonic stuff, because the frightening demonic idea is coming only from Christianity. you can believe in the ancient gods without all of that stupidity and insanity. Astaroth is a demon, but a demon who came from the dark side of Christianity. So, what is the point to worship that God or to work with that God in this twisted way? You can just worship Inanna, Astarte, Aphrodite, coming from this darkness and insanity. Just worship that God. You don't need sigils. The sigils are man-made Middle Ages, I don't know, archetypes and symbols. Search for the ancient symbols of that goddess. What was her real symbols? What was her symbology, iconography? How she was looking like? What attributes she was holding? This is the real stuff. This is how you can really work with those energies. So my channel is not about ceremonial magic. It's not about sigils. I'm not into that. I'm not working with this. And I also highly, highly recommend for you not to mix those energies. If you're working in the left-hand path, you're basically believing in Christianity, but you're working like in the dark side of this. I mean, it's not something bad if it's working for you and you like it. So this is your path. But if you're a real pagan, if you're a pagan and you're interested in ancient text and ancient real information, so do it correctly. So the same goes for the demon Baal or something like that, Baal. It's basically the god Baal. It's the Canaanite, Phoenician, ancient god. You can go to the source. No need to go in a twisted, dark, weird way of insanity. You just can work with the gods directly. So anyways, that was a quick video. In the next video, maybe I will share with you how you can connect with the gods. I mean, this is very simple. And see you in my next videos. And also, I want to mention that I'm not judging you. It's okay. I'm really passionate to speak about this topic because there is a lot of misunderstanding in all of that mess. So if you can get that information from a very early stages of your path, it will be amazing. Again, there is nothing wrong or bad in working with the ceremonial magic or with the Middle Ages witchcraft. This is for you to decide. You need to feel what is the period of time that you are feeling the most connected to. So see you in my next videos. Follow me on Instagram on magicalkey666 and support my work on Patreon.